Daring Marina YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing about stopping and depressurizing procedure of a marine boiler. What are the stopping and depressurizing procedure of a marine boiler? Okay, let's discuss about this topic in detail. Stopping and depressurizing boiler of a marine boiler, because like I mentioned, boiler needs to be stopped for various reasons like maintenance and survey, etc. Depressurizing the boiler is a lengthy procedure because depressurizing means we have to read the manual and we have to do risk assessment, that is you need to do proper risk assessment that is to be taken. Okay, means boiler need to be stopped for various reasons like maintenance and survey, etc. Depressurizing the boiler, it is a lengthy procedure, means it is time consuming. Before depressurizing we have to read our boiler manual and all, and we have to do proper risk assessment that is to be taken. And we will be discussing some basic idea about boiler depressurizing. We have to first change over from fuel oil to diesel oil. So first we have to change over from fuel oil to diesel oil, and all systems like main engine, auxiliary engine, boiler. That means to do from fuel oil to change over from fuel oil to diesel oil for the systems like main engine, auxiliary engine, and boiler. Because without steam you cannot use HFO. We have to understand that HFO cannot be used without steam, because we need to reduce the viscosity and all. Okay. Okay, first we have to do this change over from fuel oil to diesel oil, all system like main engine, auxiliary engine, and boiler, because without steam we cannot use HFO, heavy fuel oil. Then turn switch into stop position. Then we can turn switch into stop position. Then boiler will automatically stop after post purging. That is, if it is required, then we can purge it manually and run. Then after this, when the pressure comes near to 1.5 to 2 bar, we can close the main steam stop valve. Okay. Okay, when the pressure comes near to 1.5 to 2 bar, we can close the main steam stop valve. Then we can stop the feed water pump and fuel oil circulator pump. If there is heater for fuel oil, then stop it. Means we can stop the feed water pump and fuel oil circulating pump. If there is heater for fuel oil and all, stop it. Okay. Make sure that vessel is not loader condition. If it is loader, there is chance of seawater flooding back to the boiler while loader. Yes, we have to ensure that vessel is not in a loader condition. We have to ensure that, and if it is loader, that means there are chances of seawater flooding back to boiler while blower. While the boiler blow down, there are chances of seawater flooding back. After completing the changeover, we can stop the exhaust gas boiler. After completing the changeover, we can stop exhaust gas boiler circulating pump. Stop the exhaust gas boiler circulating pump and close suction side valve from boiler and discharge side valve to the boiler. Okay. After completing the changeover, we can stop the exhaust gas circulating pump and close the suction side valve from the boiler and discharge side valve to the boiler. Okay. We have to stop the feed water pump and fuel oil circulating pump. If there is heater for boiler, we have to stop that also. We have to stop feed water pump, first then boiler fuel oil, stop feed water pump, fuel oil circulating pump. If there is heater for the boiler, we have to stop that also. And we have to make sure that vessel is not in loader condition, because if the vessel is in a loader condition, when we are boiler blow down procedure, there are chances of seawater flowing back. Okay, backflow, chance of backflow are there. Then after completing the changeover, stop exhaust gas boiler circulating pump, then close suction side valve from the boiler and discharge side valve to the boiler also. You need to close. Then after that we can open the vent for exhaust gas boiler. Then after this we can open the vent. Then stop the boiler and stop boiler feed water pump. Then we can stop the boiler and boiler feed water pump. After this we can close the valve for feed water controller. We can close the valve for feed water controller. Then we can isolate a DP transmitter by opening equalizing lane and closing the inlet outlet lane. We can isolate DP transmitter by opening the equalizing lane and closing the inlet outlet lane. After this we can start blow down the boiler until low water level alarm comes. After this we can slowly blow down the boiler after the low water level alarm. Means water is very less. Low water will be below the gauge gas reading. So low water level alarm comes. So what we need to open the exhaust gas boiler, stop the boiler and stop boiler feed water pump. We need to close the valve for feed water controller, isolate DP transmitter by opening the equalizing lane and closing the inlet outlet lane. Start blow down the boiler until low water level alarm comes. Then let the boiler pressure come to nearly 2 bar. When the pressure now slowly come to 2 bar, make sure that boiler body temperature you have to ensure that boiler body temperature is also coming down gradually. When the drum pressure come to 2 bar, we can open the vent. When the pressure is come near 2 bar or less than the atmosphere pressure, then we can open the vent. Then wait until the pressure come to 0 to 0.2 bar. we have to wait to near the pressure come to 0 to 0.2 bar. Then we can start draining the rest of water if required and give pressurized air through vent so that all water will get drained out. Then we can start draining the rest of the water if required and give pressurized air through vent so that all water will get drained out. Okay, we have to, when we can start draining the rest of water if required, then give pressurized air through vent so that all water will get drained out. Okay, now we assure that boiler pressure comes to 2 bar. Then we have to make sure that boiler body temperature coming out gradually. When the drum pressure comes to 2 bar, we can open the vent. Then we can wait until the pressure comes down to 0 to 0.2 bar. Then we can start draining the rest of water if required to give pressurized air through vent so that all water will get drained out. Okay. Now means here when the boiler pressure comes to 2 bar, we have to make sure that boiler body temperature is also coming down gradually. When the drum pressure come to 2 bar, we can open the vent. That is near atmospheric pressure, we can open the air vent. Then we have to wait until the pressure comes to 0 to 0.2 bar. After this, then we can start draining the rest of water if we required. Then gives pressurized air through the air vent so that all water will get drained out. This is what the procedure of stopping of boiler. Thank you.